All right. YouTube, good morning. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning. Lovely Tuesday morning. And of course, it is a day where we expect to win, cash out, and boom once again, all right? So to get us rolling, YouTube, you need to be aware that in this video today, you will be receiving 5.899 odds, 2.43 odds, 2.57 odds, and wonderful corner bet slip. So if you love betting on the corner market, wow yourself, you're going to have an amazing ride when you bet on these corner predictions that I have included in this video today. With that being said, YouTube, I need you to understand that today, once again, we are going to be cashing out. Talking about cashing out, what were the results that we recorded yesterday? Yesterday, we were able to win 5 odds, right? 5 odds shared inside our YouTube channel, won massively. It was an easy win. Clutch got the winning goal in second half. Rayo Ave Moreirense, we had Moreirense winning. We went for a double chance. Then we had Tamaleka versus Gornik. Gornik was able to win or draw the game. And finally, Cagliari Calcio versus Lecce, where Lecce demolished Cagliari. Cagliari were the favorites. It wasn't a shock to me. I knew Cagliari was going to ruin a lot of bets. I only wished I would have told you sooner. Anyway, YouTube, that being said, that was our first winning bet slip yesterday. 5 odds won yesterday. It has been amazing, all right? Every single day, back-to-back winnings, back-to-back cash out, all right? Another bet slip that won yesterday, we had 2.729 odds winning, and it was wonderful once again. Again from Denmark, double chance on the home team or away team to win, and it won, right? And then we had Bravo Aluminij. Bravo won the game, right? Even though at some moment they seemed to be struggling. And then finally, Bote versus Dobrich, double chance on the home team, which was also a winning bet and a winning selection. So YouTube, that was our performance for yesterday. But because today is Champions League and it's going to be a European week, I want to mention the following. For a long period, right, I have been insisting, if you want to win during the Champions League week, if you want to win during the European week, you must go ahead and use predictions that are properly prepared by experts who have the understanding of the game, right? Experts who know what is needed. Experts who know what to look for. Experts who have the experience, skill set. I've seen this terminology being used over and over and over again. Betting is all about skill issue, right? So some of you lack the skill issue. And because you lack the skill issue, this is the video you need to be watching. New video live, best football prediction for today. Watch the video. There is a link in the pinned comment section. I have attached the link to watch this video YouTube in the pinned comment section. So watch the video, proceed to the sites, check their predictions, do what is needed out of you, and please be aware that when you follow these recipes that I've laid down for you, by the end of today, Tuesday, by the end of tomorrow, Wednesday, by the end of Thursday, you will be celebrating and you will be in a position to cash out. Today is 17th, yeah? Tuesday 17th, 18th, 19th. Yeah, that is it, YouTube. So finally, it is time to have a look at our bet slips, right? And so I'm going to kick it off with the Champions League bet slip. Monaco versus Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain to win the game. The odd is 1.536. Benfica versus Real Madrid. Real Madrid versus Benfica to deliver over 2.5 goals, giving us our first bet slip, which is made up of 2.557 odds. So YouTube, this is our first bet slip. This is our first bet slip. Right. Our second bet slip YouTube is made up of the following matches. Once again, Champions League. Dortmund playing Atalanta. Dortmund win or draw. The odd is 1.336. I believe Dortmund are going to be winning the game. I believe they are going to get the win in this game by the end of 90 minutes. Bristol City versus Wrexham. Bristol City win or draw. I'm expecting a draw or a slight Bristol win. 1-0, 2-0, or a 1-1 draw. Then you have a game from Colombia. Alianza Valledupar versus Cúcuta Deportivo. Alianza Valledupar to win the game or a draw to be the outcome. Right, YouTube, are we together? If we are together, like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and continue listening, all right? YouTube, our next bet is made up of 5.899 odds consisting of 5 games from England League 1 and England League 2, right? But before I get to share you the 5 odds, I must remind you of your duty when you're watching these videos. At any given point, at any given morning, at any given evening, at any given afternoon, at any given night, you're watching Must Beta Betting Tips YouTube videos. The number one thing you should be doing is welcoming yourself to the Real Must Beta channel, as it is indicated below. Subscribe to Real Must Beta on YouTube, football predictions and betting tips for today. Once you do that, then you know you are ready to receive the predictions for that given day. So Lincoln City versus Northampton Town. Lincoln City win the game. Cardiff City versus Wimbledon. Cardiff City win the game. Salford versus Newport. Salford win the game. Reading versus Bolton. Bolton win the game or a draw to occur. And finally, Milton Dons versus Crawley. Milton Dons to win. What I've done is very simple. I've picked some of the strong favorites out of the League 1 and out of the League 2 so that I prepare you 5 odds made up of 5 teams, and I am wishing you the very best as you're going to bet on these games, all right? Are we together, YouTube? Beautiful, all right? Now, YouTube, this is the bet slip that I've been saving for last, and I want to share it with you. This is the bet slip that I've been saving for last, and I want to share it with you. Yesterday, I remember we did not happen to be having the bet of the day, right? But today, we now have the bets of the day, and they're going to be wonderful corner markets from UEFA Champions League. And so, get ready. We have 2 games, 2.431 odds. The very first game is Galatasaray versus Juventus, where the prediction is Galatasaray to produce over 3.5 corners. So Galatasaray to win over 3.5 corners, or Galatasaray over 3.5 corners. The odd is 1.43. Now listen carefully to what I'm about to mention next, all right? When I look at the game Galatasaray versus Juventus, my expected corner number is going to fall between 8 to 10. 8 to 10 is the expected corner range. And specifically speaking, I am rooting for 10 to be the exact number of corners in the Galatasaray versus Juventus game. How are the corners going to be spread? I'm expecting at least 4 corners in first half and the other 5 or 6 corners in second half. What is going to be the first corner time frame? The first corner time frame to be between the 0 minute to minute 9. So there is an option available on 1xBet. First corner interval or over 0.5 corners in 5 minutes, over 0.5 corners in 10 minutes. What I mean in this scenario is over 0.5 corners in the first 9 minutes of the game, or first corner interval to be between 0 to the 9th minute, all right? So it's going to come after the 5th minute, the first corner, probably 8-7, right around that time. And in first half, as I've said, we expect Galatasaray versus Juventus to deliver a minimum of 4 corners. And the team that is going to be having the highest number of corners is Galatasaray. Galatasaray to win the corners, market as an odd of 2.01, right? So listen and listen and listen. There are plenty betting markets available over there. In case you're going to be betting on this game live, then please take account of that. But the ones that you can consider right now, all right, we have over 3.5 corners by Galatasaray, which has been included in the bet of the day selection, right? At the same time, first corner interval or over 0.5 corners in 9 minutes of the game. The first 9 minutes of the game to deliver over 0.5 corners. Now, the beautiful game that comes next is Benfica versus Real Madrid, where I'm going to be walking with zero confusion and with zero hesitation to mention the following. I expect that Real Madrid versus Benfica, we're going to be witnessing a scenario whereby it is going to be a game filled with so many corners. Real Madrid, their form of play structurally is in a position to deliver plenty corners. Looking at this game, corner range expected 10 to 13, right? 10 to 13. And I feel 12 is a comfortable spot for me, right? So over 10.5 corners in Benfica versus Real Madrid, 2.01 odds. Over 9.5 corners in Benfica, Real Madrid, 1.97 odds, right? And it is not something I'm betting on for the very first time. I've been studying the Real Madrid corner pattern, and I can tell you with zero doubt that this seems to be obeying the pattern. And so Real Madrid versus Benfica, over 9.5 corners, is a single standalone bet that can be capitalized, maximum stake, high stake, whatever you want to call it, double your money, all those things, all those fancy terminologies. So back to the bet that is included over here. Real Madrid versus Benfica. Benfica, okay, it is Real Madrid over 4.5 corners. Why? I'm expecting Real Madrid to have 6 corners in the game, and Benfica probably get the other 4 corners. Now, the most interesting part is whereby, when is the first corner going to be recorded? Over 0.5 corners in the first 5 minutes. So the first corner time frame is between minute 0 to minute 5. And the odds are brilliantly juicy, right? Over 0.5 corners as an odd of 3.10. That is a kind of bet I'll call a threesome bet, right? Because the odds allows you to triple your bet. So it's coming in a category of 3-3-3. 1, 2, 3. Unfortunately, yesterday for the threesome bets shared inside our Telegram, it was terribly losing, right? But I don't care about that, right? I don't care about the loss that we recorded on that. What I care about is the fact that I did not sit around and, okay, I feel like it's gonna win, and whenever I feel like game is safe, I go all in, right? I will meet the repercussion after the game has ended, right? I'm not the kind to hesitate. But for you, if you feel it's not safe, please hesitate, right? Because at the end of the day, gamble responsibly, bet only what you can afford to lose, and do not stake above your capacities or your limits. That is very much important to take into account. So finally, Benfica, Real Madrid, these are the selections in this game. Real Madrid over 4.5 corners, the odd is 1.70. So these two games, they form our bet of the day for today, right? And the standalone bet that I was talking about is the following. Benfica versus Real Madrid over 9.5 corners. The odd is 1.98. My maximum stake is capped to 400. I don't understand why they do love capping it, right? Maximum stake 400. Maximum stake 400. Right? At times it's even 120, 130. Pathetic. And then you go to other betting sites. They totally do not have the market. That is the kind of stress we have to go through, especially those of us betting in African countries that seem to be mediocre, or their bookmakers love the option whereby they tend to handle us as mediocre beings, but we're not really mediocre. Now, YouTube, those are the predictions for today. As I've said, I am rooting for you, wishing you the very best. There is only one game I believe I haven't mentioned. There is only one game I believe I haven't mentioned from the Champions League, and I want to share you my honest opinion on this match. Where's my sofa score up? Okay. Benfica, Real Madrid. Galatasaray versus Juventus, right? If you're going to be betting on the full-time win of this game, regular time win of this game, you know, this is something I would have done. I would have included the very contrarian option, but I don't want to do that. I'm just going to tell you, do not bet on Juventus win this game, right? Or Juventus double chance. That is not the best way to approach this game. Juventus win, Juventus double chance is a trap. Run away from those markets, right? Run away from those markets. You might be throwing your money to the bookies, right? Maybe try something else. But because if there is a person, if I believe a draw is not... Okay, I don't want to talk much about this game, because if I mention my prediction for Galatasaray versus Juventus, some of you are going to go heavy on that, and it might not happen. It might happen, right? And you might lose. So I'm just going to leave it on the sidelines. But remember, betting on Juventus win, betting on Juventus double chance is not the right option, right? If there's someone to win this game, they're going to win it by a massive goal range, right? Right? They're going to win it by a massive goal range. And you will be shocked when that happens, all right? So YouTube, that being said, take care. All the best. Join me inside Telegram. I'll be sharing further selections over there. And I want you to be present when the games finally get to drop. Until next time, do not forget, today we have the UEFA Champions League matches. You want to get the best predictions for this game, accurate betting tips for these matches, go watch the video that is available on the screen or the video that pops up right now. Click on it, watch the video, and get to make the right decision. Bye-bye.